Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is another day and it is another opportunity, and this time around we are in Japan, where there is an opportunity for you to live, work and get paid in Japan, and this is going to be through the Awaji Youth Federation Fellowship Program 2024 in Japan. Awaji is an island in Japan. It is a very beautiful island, just like all of Japan. What is this AYF Fellowship Program all about? The AYF Fellowship is a living program in Japan that combines work and learning for a duration of 9 months. Selected fellows will live on Awaji Island at Manabi no Sato, a facility run by the Awaji Youth Federation. The program is designed to encourage participants to grow and improve their ability in a multicultural setting. It will also give you an opportunity to understand the demands of a Japanese workplace with a flexible and engaging learn by doing approach. As a fellow at Awaji Island, you would have a unique opportunity to share your international viewpoint with this close-knit Japanese community. The AYF Fellowship has different themes and structures, with 4 main themes ranging from PR and marketing, that is public relations and marketing, art and music, health and wellness, design and technology. It is a great opportunity for those who want to study in Japan, get a job in Japan, and it is also a student gateway into Japan. It is a good international student fellowship program in Japan. Next, we will look at the salary and benefits of this fellowship program. But before we do that, please, if you know you've not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscription button and also make sure you like the video. This is the best way you can encourage me to continue coming out with contents like this. So if you like the content, make sure you press the like button. But if you don't like it, it's okay. Let's continue. Monthly salary. You will be paid on a monthly basis with a base salary plus overtime, and the total amount is going to be 197,000 Japanese yen. And from that amount, there would be government tax deduction, pension and insurance fee, and then there would also be deduction for Japanese language. But you would have free accommodation on a single room type, which is going to be the Japanese type of room or Western type of rooms. In your accommodation, utilities such as electricity, water, Wi-Fi will be covered by the program, but fellows are responsible for their own food. Persona can offer discounted meals, but they cannot guarantee that those types of meals will fit your dietary needs, which means, for example, if you are somebody who does not eat meat or maybe pork, let's say you are a vegetarian, they cannot simply provide you with a vegetarian type of food. If you are somebody who is not a vegetarian, you would want maybe meat, then you would have to organize your own meal. That's basically what they mean here. Persona is going to provide discounted meals, but they cannot separate vegetarians and non-vegetarians when preparing the food. You would have a 5 days of working and learning week, and then most importantly, you would have 10 days of paid leaves available within the 6 months into the fellowship program following Golden Week. What is Golden Week? Golden Week is a series of days in Japan. Like right now, it is Golden Week, a series of days where people don't work, they rest or they travel, for those who have travel plans to go around and enjoy Japan. We have not been working for the past 1 week. There are 2 golden weeks in Japan, the one right now and there will be another one in summer. So for those 10 days you would be paid without work. The next thing is who is eligible for this fellowship program and who can apply. You must make sure you're aged between 24 to 30 years and come from any country, which means there is no country restriction. Everyone around the world can apply. And then you should make sure you have at least 2 to 3 years of work experience, and it should be in your fellowship focused area, which means if you are a marketer, make sure you are working for a marketing department somewhere in your home country. It will be of advantage to you if you are a marketer, or maybe you are a health person, you apply to the sector where it fits you as your current job description says. You should have at least a bachelor degree or higher, as it is the legal requirement to obtain a working visa in Japan. It's very important. And then make sure you have English proficiency with a TOEIC score of not less than 800, or maybe an IELTS or maybe TOEFL. And also for those who would have at least JLPT N1 or N3. JLPT is the Japanese Proficiency Language Certificate. If you have at least N1 or N3, it will be a plus to your application. And the next thing is that you must make sure you are hardworking and disciplined. You shouldn't be afraid to make things happen, and then you should be somebody whose discipline keeps them focused and they are always ready to achieve their goals. You should also be able to take care of others and collaborate with others, and that means you have a team spirit. And then you should also be adaptable to new challenges with ease, and you should be somebody who keeps pushing forward, which means you don't easily give up. The next thing is the application timeline. When can you apply, and when will the results start coming out, and when are you expected to be in Japan? The deadline is on the 31st of May 2024. Interview will be from June to July 2024. Candidates will be interviewed on a rolling basis. What do we mean by a rolling basis? Rolling basis simply means as people will be applying for the fellowship program, let's say 20 students applied or fellowship applicants applied. If 10 are successful, they would organize an interview for those 10 students. Later on, if more applications come in and maybe 15 students are eligible for this fellowship program, they will organize another interview for that number of students. They will not have to wait until everything is finished before they start conducting interviews. That is what we mean by a rolling basis. It simply means as the applications are coming in, they would have to screen the documents and then they start interviewing candidates for the fellowship program. Selection results. Selected fellows will be contacted by early August, and then they would have to start their fellowship program in Japan in October. Now, it is very important for me to indicate here that this is a very great opportunity for you to learn by working in Japan. And it is also an opportunity for you to pick up a job in Japan, because let me say this, right now Japan is very much in need of people to work in different companies in different domains. You might come to the program and then you're like very exceptional during the fellowship program. You never know, maybe the company where you would be placed might decide to retain you, keep you in Japan, and then provide you with a visa, and you start living and working in Japan. So take it as an advantage for you to come and learn while working, and also as a possibility of obtaining a job also in Japan. The next thing is, how do you go about applying for the AYF program? Let's take a step-by-step process on how to go about applying. So this is the website, the official website of AYF Fellowship program. You would have to go down and then click on the apply now. And then this is the application form. On the application form, you need to input your email address, your first name, and then your last name. And then if you have a middle name, you have to input it here. And then you have to begin with your date of birth. It's supposed to be day, month, and year. And then you have to write down your country of origin. And then country of residence simply means maybe you live in, for example, South Korea, and then you want to apply to come to Japan, but you're originally from maybe India or maybe Pakistan. Your country of residence will be South Korea, but country of origin will be either India or Vietnam or Pakistan. That is where you were born. And then you have to input your gender, male, female, or other. And then here you have to upload your resume. It's very important that you upload your resume. And one thing about Japan is that do not overstock your resume. What do I mean here by overstocking your resume? It simply means do not provide work experience that you've never had, because you might be faced with a challenge where you might be asked to carry out a task that is on your resume. So make sure your resume contains exactly what you know. And then if you have a LinkedIn, input the LinkedIn ID, and then where did you hear from us? You could say maybe from a YouTube channel or maybe through Google. So you have to choose. If you selected other, please specify where you discovered us. So you have to tell them how you got to know about AYF. That's Awaji Youth Federation program. And then qualification. It says here, using the following format: year, title of the award, qualification, and short description. list your top achievements. So if you have any special qualifications, you should indicate here. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you sat for maybe a maths contest or maybe a gaming contest. Whatever achievement that you have, input it here. It's very important. And then English skills, you have to indicate, is it basic, intermediate, advanced, or native? You have to choose one depending on your level of English. And then Japanese skill, you have to also indicate from basic N5 right down to native fluent, which is N1. But like I said, if you have between N1 and N3, you stand a better chance. And then here it says additional qualification, volunteer work, and special skills. If you have done or carry out any voluntary activities, these things are always very important, even for scholarships into any country. If you have a possibility of doing volunteer work, make sure you do it. It's important. I cannot over stress the importance of doing a volunteer work. Whenever somebody is offering you a scholarship or somebody is paying for you to go gain knowledge, that person is hoping that you would gain some knowledge and then give it back to your community, or maybe to the community where you will be living. So for example, I always say it even with the Global Korean program, because it's important that you continue to follow me, because I am between Japan and Korea. Those are like the two countries that I am like frequenting these days. That's why I always make videos, scholarships in about South Korea and Japan now, because right now I am in Japan. These countries want to offer their money to people who have the heart to serve, which is why if you have the possibility of doing voluntary work, make sure you do voluntary work. I cannot overstress the importance of doing voluntary work, so you have to indicate them here. And the next thing is you need to read the terms and conditions of the application. It's very important. You would go down and then you agree. Did you read all of the terms? Agree. And then next you have to read this information, privacy information, use of personal data. And then here you also have to agree to this. And then the next thing is you will submit your application. Before I end the video, your resume is what is going to give you this fellowship opportunity. Make sure you include every relevant information on your resume. Do not include information that is not relevant, and also do not overstock your resume. What I mean here is that if there is an experience that you know you don't have, do not include it on your resume. Include only information that you know about that information, or any experience that you really know you have. And then make sure you include every information about your educational career, your educational background, voluntary activities or volunteering activities that you've done, everything about awards that you have, any special skills that you have, any softwares that you're able to work with conveniently, English language proficiency. If you have English language proficiency certificates, include them, be it TOEFL, IELTS. Also Japanese language, if you have JLPT 1 to 3, that's N1 to 3, include it inside your resume. Include every relevant information on your resume. And then finally, this is one mistake that I see a lot of applicants usually do. They don't take the time to read about the organization that is offering them the scholarship, and these are things that usually come up in interviews. For example, if you look at the application form, they asked, how did you get to know them? Explain to them how you got to know about the opportunity. They want to know if it's that maybe you were like maybe surfing the internet and then you came across the program. It is always very important for you to know about the issuing organization of, be it a scholarship or an opportunity to do an internship. Even for admission into any university, learn about that university. They would always ask you those questions, and sometimes it comes to students as a surprise. For example, the Awaji Fellowship Program. This is an association or an organization that used to be first based in Tokyo, and then they decided to move to the Awaji Island and then settle there, and then decided to start giving international students an opportunity to gain practical work experience. Their motto is you learn by doing. Basically, you're working and then you're gaining practical knowledge. You need to learn about them, read about them, read about their focus areas. It's very important. We talked about 4 focused areas. Read well about those focus areas and try to understand, and always try to tailor your application towards those focused areas. It will really help. Don't apply for any opportunity without trying to have an understanding of the organization that is issuing you that opportunity, else you will fail. Be it for those who are applying for the Global Korean Government Scholarship, be it for those who are applying to study, be it at Seoul National University, Tokyo University. Learn about Tokyo University. Try to read about Tokyo University. Try to read about past history of Tokyo University or Seoul National University, or maybe any university around the world, any organization. Try to read their works. Try to read their focus areas. It will help you. It will come in interviews. And whenever students are not always able to defend themselves well when those questions come, that is how they go about failing in their application for such opportunities. So as an advice, make sure you read a lot about this Awaji Youth Fellowship program in Japan if you really want to succeed. That being said, I'm going to end the video here. There is also another opportunity that is coming up from Japan. Expect the video in the channel. If you've not yet subscribed, make sure you do subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.